So Marauders, welcome back to the channel. Please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, sharing it with a friend. That really helps out our Shoes Tube creators. That's how we keep score. This is my last ride on the 2024 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. And I really thought this was a great ride. Take this opportunity to show you, for those of you who tour on a motorcycle or a trike, where this machine, a trike, really stands out over a motorcycle. And in fact, I think it's not even, it's pretty self-explanatory that in adverse weather, especially rain, you always, when you ride in the rain on a motorcycle, you're more cautious. Most motorcycles have rain modes you can put them in that detune the horsepower of the throttle. Detune the horsepower of the engine, limit it, and also dither the throttle where the throttle is not as sensitive. This vehicle does not have any of that. I think it might have an eco mode, which I have no interest in using. But between the ABS brakes, the traction control, and the three wheels, and a fantastic suspension where you really works all the time at getting good contact of the tire on the road, it's very comfortable in the rain. At least mentally, my psyche is, when I am riding this, I'm not reckless in the rain, but I don't have to be quite as cautious as I am with my other motorcycles in the rain. This vehicle is very stable. So I wanted to do a brief video of me riding it in the rain as I pull up too fast to this truck. It rained, and I'm probably going to return this. I'm definitely going to return it in 2 days. And I figured I'll get you out and we'll do a quick recap on it. So I've discussed that I think it is outstanding in the rain. And we'll chalk that up. We're riding in the rain. I'm no concern that I'm going to slip or slide with this machine, whatever. It is that inspiring confidence building on this machine, inspiring when you ride it, that you're just so confident in it, which is a good thing. I'll go over some negatives that I have with the machine, and they won't be many, but I'll start off with, and go into the positives. I'll start off with my negatives is, I think it's a semi-automatic transmission. That means that you push the buttons on the handlebars to increase the shift up on the gear, and then you can shift down on the gear, but it automatically shifts down, like it's going from fifth, fourth, third, now it's in second, now it's in first, if you can see that on the screen. They really should have a version, or just make this a fully automatic transmission. And like motorcycles are going to, whether it's electronic shift, well, electronic shift's really not a fully automatic transmission. BMW has their ASA transmission. Honda has their dual DCT transmission, dual clutch. They've come this far with this excellent machine. I really think they need to do that, because the competition, at least motorcycle-wise, is doing it. And no doubt Goldwing is, in my opinion, the premier touring motorcycle. I think this is, in many ways, a premier touring trike, and they got to keep up with the times. That's number one. Number two, the fuel mileage on this is not quite as good as a motorcycle. I want to say it's high 30s, maybe 40, 41, low 40s. It's not quite as good as a touring motorcycle. Even my Ducati, I get when I'm just touring, going for a long ride, I'm getting 40 miles to the gallon. So I don't think they can improve the fuel mileage. I wouldn't take any horsepower away from this machine, but I think it would help if some way they could squeeze some more fuel in it to increase your range on it. I think that would be design money well spent, especially because this really excels. A little rear tire spin there, but very controllable. The machine, there was some tire spin on the rear tire, but she tracked straight. So if you hear it, it's excelled. It picked up quickly with acceleration. A little slippage. I felt it in my butt a little bit. It was extremely controllable. Extremely controllable. So it's a very light rein, not a heavy rein at all. So automatic transmission, increased fuel mileage, costs. These are pricey. I'll post the cost on it in the video, but I guess when you buy something that's premium, that's what you have to pay, but we'll skip cost for now because I think anything in this class is going to be expensive. The screen, big improvement on the 2024 screen versus the previous screens. I think it's an 11.5 inch screen. There's a huge improvement on that. I wish the connectivity was a little better. It struggles sometimes to connect to my phone and my Cardo unit. And then when I'm moving it on the ground in the garage and I don't have it plugged in, it will connect to my Cardo unit and my phone. So all manufacturers and motorcycles are struggling with that connectivity. Can-Am isn't any different. I think that all manufacturers, including Can-Am, have to work on getting that connectivity to our intercom systems and our helmets and to our phones, improving that technology. Drive modes. I kind of wish that it did have, I think it only has an economy mode, which is a fuel miser mode, or regular mode. I wish it did have more. If it had a sport mode, possibly a rain mode. I like those modes. I have it on my Ducati, my Husqvarna, my Norden Expedition. I have it on my KTM 990 Duke, and even now with the tune on my KTM EXCF 500, I have 2 different drive modes on that bike that I can use. So I think that would be a big plus if they had some drive modes. I really think that rear center pannier should be able to fit 2 helmets. They are so close, and I thought it really did fit 2 helmets. I think that would be a huge plus to have that available. Let's see if I can get this to spin again. There, got a little spin. So she does break it loose in the rain. I do wish that center pannier, rear center pannier could hold 2 helmets. I can understand the side panniers. I totally get that. Not many do have, you can put a helmet in a side pannier. I don't know of any bike that you can, frankly. One person did do this on YouTube, squeezed it in. But I think they're so close on the size, and they have so much carrying capacity to play with. That should be able to hold 2 helmets, even with someone with a big fat head like mine. So that was surprising. Marauders, I think that's it on the negatives. Not a big list. The pros on this, I probably could ramble on for a long time. First, from my perspective, I'll mention the pros and my brother Pat's. If you have leg injuries, if you have bad knees or bad hips or ankles, anything in your legs, maybe even in your back, and you are struggling to hold up a motorcycle, this is the machine. this is the machine, especially for us older riders. It is just, especially because you don't even have to use your left leg to shift. The shifts are on the handlebars. So for us older riders, for riders with that don't have the leg strength that we had once when we were younger, that is a huge advantage to be on 3 wheels and have this automatic shift. Harley doesn't have it. I'd say Harley's the other premier trike in this category. I love Harley Davidson. You know that if you watch my channel. They don't have an electric shift on the handlebars like this has, and it's excellent. So that's the number 1 pro with this machine. Number 2, in my opinion, is the engine is phenomenal. I always like more horsepower. I think this engine's horsepower is fine. It is quiet. It accelerates quickly. It is smooth and cool as a jewel, this engine. Can-Am, I'm sure it's a variant of some type of Rotax engine that Can-Am has or has made for them. Excellent engine. Suspension, A+. This rides so nice. I go through intersections on this faster than I would go through intersections on a car. That's how well this rides. And I believe the rear suspension swing arms is on an airbag, and it shows. It's really nice. Have a car really hugging me on the back. Suspension first class. Comfort. Again, surprisingly, the bars are low. The steering, I believe, is electric steering, like on an ATV, or even some snowmobiles, I believe, now have electric steering. But the position of the handlebars and the rider position is excellent. The room on the floorboards is expansive, fantastic. The seat is comfortable. The backrest, if I get one of these, I'm definitely getting the backrest. And I will say the rear seat is just as comfortable. My wife and my daughter did not complain about the rear seat. Both. I'm going to shift electronically. Let's go through. I'm going to take you through this street. Let me do this. This has some tight turns on it. Don't usually go up this way. I haven't been up there with this 3-wheeler. This road is dry. Yeah, she has traction here. Passenger and driver position is spectacular. Just spectacular. I think it's extremely comfortable. Wind protection. Unbelievable. In riding this, I'm going to lean a little bit on this turn, which I normally don't do. In riding this, and that tire, even though it unloads the inside tire, as far as you can see the suspension, it's tipping. It still works to keep it planted very well. I'm sure a younger driver, I could push this machine harder on these turns, but it's my machine and it's not my machine, I have to take care of it for the dealer. So, the wind protection is utterly amazing. I ride this and don't need any earplugs at all. This is a blessed windshield on a car, this thing, and I love that it's power. It's outstanding. So the wind protection from the elements is superb. That can not be a good thing on a hot day. My wife, I did take her on a 60-mile ride. She did get very hot. It was a warm day. So it's excellent, even with it down. Yeah, I mean, on a hot day, might not be the best thing that you want on a hot day. Okay, stereo, infotainment system. When I can connect And again, my phone and my Cardo unit is jumping from bike to bike, phone to phone, even 2 Cardo units. But when I could connect, even better than my Harley Davidson Stage 2 speakers and amplifier, this stereo system is very good. I think the wind protection really helps it, and I think it's I think the stereo system, the sound from it's excellent, and the quality of the sound is very good. And in the rear, when I was riding with my wife, we did play the stereo music through our headsets, but also with my daughter and with my wife, I played it through the speakers. That's very easy to change on the dashboard. But the stereo system is excellent. Lights, superb, excellent. My brother's probably going to put additional lights on the front of his, and maybe some guards for the radiator. I think that's always a good idea. Slowing down a little bit because this looked wet. The lights on it are excellent. I've driven it at night, and I will give it nothing but, I give it a 10. Give it a 10. Low beam, high beam. The lights are very good. Mirrors, got to talk about the mirrors. Mirrors are excellent. Little vibration on this rough road on the mirrors, if you can see that, that's coming through. Their positioning is excellent. Visibility is excellent. The mirrors are outstanding. Outstanding. No issues with the mirror, nothing but accolade. Looks, the tail end might be getting a little dated on it. The front end is beautiful. Beautiful. I think Can-Am has done an excellent job on the looks of this machine. I think maybe some of their colors are getting a little old, but I think the looks of this machine I think it's a very nice looking machine, and especially if you're someone that appreciates function, the function of the machine is very good, with the airflow around the rider, and also airflow, the rain. The airflow pushes the rain off the rider. I started off this ride in a very light rain, and I didn't end up getting anything on me. I think I want this road for my bridge. And when I'm on, by the way, I think I did get pictures of this on this road. Yeah, I'm not going to stop at the bridge. I think I did get it. I think there were chickens out. I think I had everything going wrong. That will be in my first video I hear on it. With the looks, I have to, isn't this awesome? This, on a motorcycle, this is a little unnerving going off over the steel bridge. On this, it's like no big deal at all. The fenders over the front tires, rain protection for the driver and passenger. It's superb. When I first got this, I took it out into a heavier rain. When I first picked it up, it was a much heavier rain. I didn't have a camera with me, and I did not get any spray on me from the tires whatsoever. None. The rain protection was awesome. Very, very good. And you can see I hit a really deep pothole there. Not a very good thing on the road, and she handled it no problem. No problem. Very stable. So, rain protection for a driver, for a rider and driver, excellent, especially due to the front fenders. And the behemoth, if you can look, behemoth front on this vehicle, it's just a wall in front of you. Let's try the braking. I didn't even mash that as hard as I could. See how it downshifted quickly? The braking's outstanding. Just outstanding. Okay. Options on this bike. I think we've covered just about everything on the bike. I think I've all the pros. Some big pros that I like that I mentioned option-wise. It has the backrest on it for the rider, which is excellent. It has the armrest for the passenger, which is excellent. And then everything else is standard on this bike. I would never opt for the model that doesn't have the center rear pannier or the sport model. Sport model is very good looking, but for me, I would want this for touring. I would want to have the capacity. I like that I can lock things up, can carry things with me. So I think that's really where this excels. I would probably order this machine like it is. The C to Sky, I think it's C to Sky model, which is above this It's the highest model, has some nice colors and a little accented seats. I think that's a really nice feature. Now, see it downshifted automatically. Oop, and she spun a little on that gravel. So I put some really good gas in this, and it's cooler. She likes the cool air, and she likes the better gas I'm putting in her. A higher octane gas and the cool air, she likes it. She likes it a lot, baby. I'm going to talk about something briefly in summary on this video that I don't usually talk about. But some days I come home from work and I want to ride, but I know it's not safe for me to be on a motorcycle. I'm tired, very tired, or I'm stressed from work. I'm having problems focusing, and I just don't think it's the best for me to get on a motorcycle. I am more likely to get on this than a motorcycle on those days because it's just easier. It's just easier. You know, on the days when I come home, even like today, I'm not feeling so well, I get on this and I feel much better because I'm riding. I always feel better if I can ride, and I'm more comfortable because I'm on this, and there is a higher degree of safety with this than a motorcycle because it's a trike. You have one more wheel and you're very well planted. You don't have to worry about sliding in the rain or tipping or so on. It's just, again, confidence-inspiring, confidence-building machine. If you are apprehensive, if you want to ride a motorcycle but are nervous about balancing the bike, shifting the gears, dropping the bike, but you have friends that ride and you think you're going to like it, I highly think you should look at a trike. I really think you should take a hard look at this. I looked it up. Just an interesting fact. Boy, are those clouds beautiful? 27% of the buyers of Spyders are women, and that's fantastic. And I don't think that should be a turn off. Boy, is that cloud amazing or what? I don't think that should be a turn off to men whatsoever. I think that's an immensely positive thing. By the way, the women, I know one woman that rides one of these. Not sure if I posted that video yet. The women I know who even ride two-wheel motorcycles are excellent. I think they're better than the men I ride with. If you're a man or woman and you're apprehensive about getting a motorcycle but want a motorcycle, I think this is an excellent way to start off. I really do. I think they're amazing machines, and then you have to decide if you want to graduate to a motorcycle or stick with this. I'm going to recommend a channel to people that I do watch every once in a while, and it's a Spyder minimalist. He lives a little ways away from me in Niagara Falls, New York. I'm just outside Buffalo, New York. And he has a Spyder that he drives year-round. If you're really interested in a Spyder and you want to drive one, maybe even year-round, especially in a cold weather state, Niagara Falls doesn't typically get a lot of snow like we do in Buffalo, but check out his channel. Short blurb for him. It is raining again. I'm riding into the rain. Driving too fast, I gotta slow down. Who I respect very much said when he gets older, he's not gonna ride a motorcycle. When he can't ride a motorcycle, he's gonna go to a convertible car. And I've had convertible cars, summer cars I call them, and they don't do it for me as a motorcycle. They really don't. I think why I'm not ready to get this, let me jump ahead. If I could not ride a motorcycle anymore because of old age primarily, this would be my choice, to ride with my group of people or to ride by myself, frankly. This would be my choice, is to get a three-wheeler, and this is the leader of the pack. If you have leg issues, this would be it. Convertibles just don't cut it for me. Just don't cut it for me. Now, do I get the same feeling, the same sensation, almost to say a thrill on this that I get on a motorcycle? No, I don't. I know I don't. I like leaning a motorcycle. Motorcycles, I think, are quicker than this. Most of them are, at least the ones I have. I just like the adventurism of a motorcycle. This is a close second, far above a convertible Corvette or a Mustang. This is a close second. It's a respectable second as far as I'm concerned. I'm not ready for one yet. If my knee goes south, I like to make sure people can see me. If my knee goes south, I told my wife I got to buy one because I got to keep riding. So, and probably would get rid of one or two motorcycles to get it. By the way, the person that said that, I think they're second guessing whether they should make a move to something like this in the future. I hope he does, because he's a great guy to ride with. Great guy. I'm not going to mention his name. That's a wrap. I think I'm going to post 1, 2, 3, 4 videos on the Can-Am Spyder from a current motorcycle owner's perspective. And if you're interested in a motorcycle or a Spyder, I think you got to watch my videos. I think you'll learn a lot, and not that you should only watch my videos, but I'd say they're a good place to start on this machine. It is, frankly, I think Can-Am, and I've owned many Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides and utility vehicles. I think Can-Am did a fantastic job engineering this vehicle. Absolutely a fantastic job. Nothing but kudos to them. I think you got to look at it. If you're in the criterion that I mentioned, look at this vehicle. You'll learn a lot. It's excellent. And again, I did ride my Harley in the rain today to get it in for recall work. This vehicle handles the wet roads no problem whatsoever. Very, very stable. And again, it's downshifting by itself. And you can manually downshift. Most of the time, I leave it in automatic downshift. That's it, Marauders. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please, again, subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with a friend. Comment. Keep the comments coming. I love them. Keep them coming. Always happy to get a comment. Thank you.